So this isn't a video that I really wanted to have to ever make, but I think it's important to share the information that we know about the helicopter crash that killed 5 photographers when it crashed in New York City into the East River. Now, one of my friends was on one of the helicopters that was going around at the same time that this crash happened. Eric Adams, who we've flown with before in Las Vegas, we flew in a helicopter with him. He was in New York City flying at the same time. He was also in the briefing room with the same people who ended up dying in the helicopter crash. So what we know is that there was an engine failure in the helicopter. The pilot is saying that it's possible that one of the bags in the helicopter hit the emergency fuel shutoff switch, which caused the plane to basically lose its engines, the helicopter to lose its engines, and crash into the East River. Now, this was a FlyNYON flight. The issue here is that the 5 photographers perished, the pilot survived. Now, the reason the pilot survived is he was able to get out of the helicopter. And the way that FlyNYON does it is that the photographers are harnessed and tethered to the helicopter, which means you wear a big yellow harness so you can hang out of the helicopter to take photos. The issue is, and when I spoke to Eric and got some information, is that you are harnessed and the tether is in the center of your back. So it's all the way back here. You can see that the one time I was harnessed when I flew, it's in the same exact spot. So unless you really know where it is, so it's harnessed in the center of the back, and then it's connected to the floor of the helicopter. So if you can't reach that, because if you're flying when it's cold out, you're probably wearing some jackets and a few extra layers, you have to somehow reach behind you to unhook, which I don't even know how to do. And there's also supposed to be a knife in your harness so that if you do get stuck, you cut yourself out. Now, I'm not sure, I was told that they show that in a briefing, but they don't really spend a lot of time on it when you get in the helicopter to show you where the knife is and go through the procedure of what you need to cut, because I can't even think about what to cut if you were submerged in water and flipped upside down. Do you have to cut all 4 points of the harness? And also, he said that it was more like a belt buckle, because you're belt buckled in and harnessed in. The belt buckle, he said, is more like an airplane seat. Now, when we flew 2 weeks ago in Las Vegas, we didn't use harnesses because I'm pretty sure that Maverick Helicopters, which is who we flew with, don't like using harnesses any longer, even though I did fly with a harness way back a couple of years ago with Maverick Helicopters. They use a different type of seatbelt system. Now, it's a 4-point, so you've got the one that's already attached. You put in 1 up here and 2 right here. And what happens is you turn like this, a simple turn like this. All 3 of the hooks pop out and you are free to move out. That's why you don't want to hang out of the helicopter, because if you accidentally knock this, you're going to fall out, and that's not something that you want to have happen. What else do I have here? So this is definitely a scary situation, because I know that a lot of you guys have seen the FlyNYON ads that they run to get you to fly, whether it's in Miami or New York or Las Vegas. And the harness is something that I want you to be aware of, that if you do decide to fly, there's probably going to be a lot of changes that come about due to the fact that if you're not a seasoned flyer with a harness, you probably won't know how to get out of the helicopter. I wouldn't know what to do in that situation, and I was harnessed in that one time as well. So this is definitely, I mean, obviously it's extremely sad that this happened, and it's scary. The fact that the helicopter, you can see it when it hits the water, it looks like the pilot did a good job of landing it as soft as possible, and then what happens is it rolls over and it gets submerged under the water. The pilot could get out because he could quickly get out of his belt because he wasn't harnessed in. The other 5 photographers, who then are flipped upside down and submerged underwater, have no way of getting out unless they figured out how to cut themselves out quickly, which it doesn't unfortunately look like they were able to do. And so the issue here has to be that harness. I mean, I don't know what else to say on this, but it's just a scary proposition that this happened. I feel for the families and the victims, and I hope you guys can pass along condolences as well. You'll also notice there are no ads on this video. Turn those off. That's not what this is about. It's about being educated, being safe, and being secure if you're ever in a situation like this as well, and also passing along the information that we know. So that's it, guys. I'm going to leave it right there. That's it.